Howdy everybody, this is Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today we're going to do yet another painting. This one's going to be inspired by my brother Dustin. He taught me how to drive stick when I was younger. I don't remember how to drive it now, but when I was younger he taught me. And he specifically taught me because I had a fancier quote-unquote car at the time and he wanted to borrow it for something. But it was like a weekend trip. And I needed to also have a car. So his car was a stick. And so he was like, I'll teach you, and you can use it. And it took a day and a half. I got the gist of it. Like I could make it for the most part without stalling, but not all the time without stalling. So I was really, really nervous to make the drive. But I went to go visit a friend who actually lived on a hill, which I was like, I'm just really pressing my luck with this, like not knowing how to really work a stick, not great at starting it, and then parking on the hill, worked out, I didn't die, I didn't crash. When he got back, we traded cars back, obviously, and I didn't have to drive a stick ever again. I don't like it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to have the extra work when I can be lazy and just let my car shift for me. But anyway, Dustin was a interesting big brother growing up. He's older than me, 2 years almost. He loves it when I say that he's technically 1 year, 11 months, and 18 days older than me. And I would never give him the full 2 years. But we weren't super close growing up at the time. We were just different people, different crowds, different everything. I was the typical little brother that wanted to be like super close to him. I wanted to do what he wanted to do. And then he made it very clear that he didn't want me to do what he wanted to do. So we drifted our separate ways. We still were like cordial and like friendly, but we weren't friends. And then as we got older, that slowly changed. Our mindsets became a little bit more mature. We became more communicative. Like we actually talked about what's going on, like how we feel about this or how we feel about that. And now we're pretty good friends, actually. We live 2,000 miles apart, but still talk to each other regularly. If I answer the phone, he tries to call, I'm bad at answering. Anyway, so he, since this painting is for him, loves the color red, or did when we were young. I guess I haven't asked him. That can change, right? Maybe? I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's not red anymore, but it was when we were little, because I remember this because in Wizard of Oz, there were the Lollipop Guild. No, not the Lollipop Guild. The boy ones, whichever the boy ones were. No, they were the Lollipop Guild. The girls were the flowers or something. Anyways, there were 3 of them. And I have 2 brothers. I love blue. Shocker. My brother Dustin loved red. And then I don't know if my other brother liked green or we just designated that to be his color because the other character in Wizard of Oz is green. But that's why I remember the colors that at least my brother Dustin likes. Anyways, these are the colors that I'm going to use. Let's start with orange because that's red. Just a regular, like a slightly reddish orange. I'm going for kind of a little bit of like a fire vibe here. Then I've got a slightly lighter red. I think it might be vermilion. I can't remember. These are pre-mixed paint, so I don't remember exactly what the original color was. This I know is just a regular red. Then these look similar, but they are different. This one is deep red. This one is a metallic red, and then this is gold. And together this will make, most likely, a pretty cool fire-feeling painting. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to do what's called an open cup pour. And what that is literally using an open cup. So I've cut it so that it's open, and I'm going to pour the paint through here. And I'm going to sit it on this canvas. I'm going to start up here because I'm going to put this underneath so it's tilted. I want it to slide down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the base paint on, which I'm going to use a black. And then I just pour the colors in this cup. And what will happen is it'll start to bleed out. And you'll see the different colors showing up in different areas. Sometimes it will be in like rows. Sometimes it will be mixed together. It's pretty cool. And then once it comes out enough and rolls down, I'll stretch it the rest of the way to kind of get it to roll off and be more complete. But yeah, so I'm ready to get into it, so with the magic of editing, I'm going to be standing now. Hello again. As you can see, I already poured my base. There was the paint I was using, I wanted to make sure that there was nothing in it. It was a little older, so when I was mixing it, I saw maybe something in there, so I wanted to pour it and not spend the time trying to get it out on camera. But all I do, if I see something, I use a toothpick and then pull it out. But what I'm doing right now, this is the path that I'm expecting it to run. The paint is a little bit thicker, so it's probably not going to run very much. I'm going to have to do some tilting to make it happen. But let's go ahead and put the cup where I want it, which is right here. Okay, and I've pushed it down firmly, so it's kind of got a little grasp there on the paint, and then I'm going to just start pouring the paint in. And I'm gonna, like I said, pour it from high up so it drops straight in and just... And I'm just picking the colors randomly. I don't have a plan for what order they're gonna go in. Probably should, but I don't. You can, drip there, but you can see right here, if you look closely, or if we get a shot of it coming out, you can see it coming out right here, the dots are appearing, so it's starting to do what I want it to do. So I'm just going to keep adding paint until I feel like I've got enough. You can see it running, making more. And just a little bit more. Alright, so I think I've got enough paint in here for what I want. I'm going to add a little bit of black to the top of this, and the reason for that is I kind of want it to create maybe a little circle. I'm just going to pour a little bit. I'm going to be gentle with this. Oh, and something came out. 2 somethings came out. Oh, 3 somethings came out. I'll have to look for those. We'll get those things that fell in out once I'm done stretching it. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this cup first is I'm going to actually drag it up a little bit and lift it at the same time to drag this paint up to make a contrast to the lower part stretching. Set this off to the side. Okay, now I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to stretch down first because I want it to extend. Bring it back. I'm going to take it all the way to the top. Bring it back. Bring the other side. And tilt it all the way off. Bring it back. I want that to kind of be in the center. This is the composition I want. Hold on, let me look it over. I like having, I'm going to use my nose to point. That thing in the center, I don't want my paint to drop onto it, but that little centerpiece, I really like that that's there. It kind of is different than the rest of the painting, but I like that it's kind of in the center to bring it all together. All right, well, this did almost exactly what I wanted, which, hey, that's the first one, right? Made, 3 of these, and not one has turned out the way I planned. But to me, this gives the feel of fire. It's got a nice little, like if you look at it from this angle, you've kind of got like a flame building up. It's not, obviously it's not literal fire, but it's got the feel of it with the colors, the different tones. And then this right here kind of looks a little flamey as well. Also, Adrian was saying it kind of looks like lava does that too, but it gave me what I wanted. So I'm very pleased with this. I just need to touch up the sides, and then with that, I will show it to you in a couple days once it's dried. Alright, so let's look at the dried version. Here at the corner, you can see all of the colors here. You can see the reds, you can see the bright red, the dark red, you can see the gold, the orange, the black, like it's all here. And it's got all of that cool cells that came out of it from layering it on top of each other, and it just kind of oozing out, if you will. As you pan over to the right here, you can see all of these little cells popping up all over the place, and you've got different styles of them, which is super cool to see. It's got the little, look like dots, you got the full, looks like scales. It's pretty cool to me, and I like this little black portion right under that stands out. It gives it a little bit of contrast and a lot more definition or depth to the picture. And as you go down, you can see the shading and the different colors that we poured in at the different times kind of show itself. And it's really cool to see those layers. For my purposes anyways, I like it. And then you can see some of these black spots that are showing up, the dots all across the different spots of the painting. That's actually my fault. I forgot to torch the painting after, and those little dots popped up and came through. So if I had torched it at the end of the painting, then we would have been able to reduce that happening. But I actually like it because it gives it a little bit more mystique, if you will, or a little character. But then you can see the bottom part of the painting. It's got the two black corners, make it look like it's a lava kind of running off the edge of the painting. So overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. Came out pretty cool. So hopefully you like it as well. Let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye!